My good name is Brian Timothy Wambua. Watu wengi wananijua kama Ask Brian. I am I'm Kamba, yeah, from Machakos, a student in Masai Mara University, and taking my masters. Masomo haiishi hata kama si ni wazee. So there is a lot of concern that is raising from all parts of Kenya and from a wide range of population. And this comes on protection of the Constitution being the supreme law, and there is a need for its defense, because we are the people, and the current political atmosphere in this country is giving Kenyans sleepless nights, sure, because the economy, the rate at which life is becoming unaffordable, the rate at which things are becoming, there is no order in everything. And as a Kenyan citizen, we would all call for an order in our nation. And this will come if our leaders agree on the nature that, or rather on the term and provision of our Constitution, Chapter 1, Article 2, that we are only giving people's sovereign power has only been transferred to them through the democratic means, that is the elections, and they have to protect Kenyan Constitution, Kenyan people, so that we be on the right nation, and of course we make governance and leadership something of pride when Kenya is being mentioned on at a national stage, or rather at an international stage. Okay, so it is a new year. Being a new year, things are getting back to normal. Schools are opening, people are getting back to work. University students are coming back to continue with their studies. There is still the looming lecturer strike that is due in 2 weeks' time. And we still having exam in the next 2 weeks' time for cases of universities that didn't take their exams in last year. My view is that the lecturers and the UASU, the University Staffs Union, should take at least a knees, or rather soft side matters negotiation with the government, and matters the quality of education that we are giving to our students and to the comrade fraternity. Based in our argument that we need quality for us to have scholars, for us to have a market, people who will occupy markets with the required skills and knowledge of the markets. So yes, wishing all the comrades success in their exams, since you only have to wish success to people. I remember last year's graduation that took place on 9th of December. There was a bit of differences when even you check to the fee structures, and so there was the introduction of the of the alumni fee, of course, which has caused a lot of mixed reactions, because people are asking, why is it that we alumni have to pay some fee? But I think it is a good move, since we were taught that if you pay the alumni fee, then you qualify to be a bona fide member of Masai Mara University, protect the image of Masai Mara University, and as well represent Masai Mara University in whatever region or other place you are in Kenya. So the alumni fee also works on matters alumni being recognized as members of Masai Mara University, and as well Masai Mara recognizing them. It is a do I do you things, and as alumni we have as well a duty to look onto how are the progress of our university, because we have already subscribed to be members of such institution. That is, for this case, Masai Mara University. We have subscribed to be members of that institution, and so must also the alumni take part in activities that concern Masai Mara University. One, it is the way of carrying out education systems. Two, uh, the inclusion of current members of the university, that is the comrades and the students, into the organizations that we are in currently. For instance, you might find that alumni is working for like an international company or rather multinational, and they have to bridge so that the students may as well take some uh, what we call them attachments and internship in those companies or other organizations. Uh, I mean, it is a good relationship between the two as well. Um, the alumni are providing adequate information and history of the university to the current members. And that is not limited to politics. That is not limited to education. That is not limited to the social well-being of the students. Okay. So yeah, as you have asked me, is that yes, I took political science while I was in campus. I'm a political science expertise. I'm an analyst. I speak a lot about politics, and as well being a political scientist, being a person who was fed politics by my Saimara University. I have to talk politics because I could have been a very good driver or rather a very good mason some place. But Masai Mara taught me politics. That is the only thing that I know. Politics. That is what I was taught. And I can not keep myself off politics and the institution of politics. I can't keep myself outside them as well as the national politics. I talk about the national politics. Look at my social media handles. Look at Ask Brian in Facebook and Twitter. Look at me in my WhatsApp and everywhere. You see, yeah, my normal life revolves around politics 24/7. If you want us to talk more, let us talk about politics. So Masai Mara University is going into politics. That is elections this semester and this year 2025, and I see it's a better chance for the student to get representation and representative who will uh, and hire and hire um, the students' concerns to the administration and to the entire university management, and that is what is required by the law, and everyone would wish that they be represented, because if you look out, there are members who do not have enough fee. There are members who have come from less backgrounds. I mean, backgrounds are not wanting, are not that much wanting. And these people need people who will link them between them and administration, because everyone cannot take themselves to office of the dean, to registrars, or rather to the vice chancellor's office. And so, is there a must, or rather an importance uh, for people to have representatives? We are getting into the election. Last year's election saw us break for almost 2.5 months because of the election disputes and the election disputes that saw the opponent camp uh, appealing to the court of magistrate courts in Narok, and for that case, this year's election has to look at how to accommodate people in a such way that there won't emerge a gap where people feel like we are being left out. We should not let it go. It is ours, or rather, they feel like, oh no, it was not fair for us to lose. And we would play with the Dean of Students, Masai Mara University, as the alumni, and as well the second uppers degree holders huku nje that iko ZIDA forming an ISEC from the dean's office, yeah, from the dean's office also. They should provide a guideline on how the election would, the process and the procedure of the election. And my recommendation would be, do not allow people from the same region to contest in the same coalition. This is what is bringing balkanization, ethnic rivalry, and so. Do not allow people from the same region of this country to be in the same coalition. Let every member of this country, or rather, every member of Musa, feel their people are still representing them in the Student Governance Council. Let there be if the chair of the SGC is from Eastern, is from Central, let the deputy come from other regions. Do not allow that people from Nyanza occupy the same coalition, two or more. Do not allow that. Don't allow people from Western Kenya occupy the same coalition with more or two or more seats. That would bring the same case we saw in the last year's election. And I think it's supposed to make Masai Mara have that national image, even in representing the students. Um, I would also appeal. My appeal would be also to communities that have never produced the girl child representee. Yeah, there are communities that have never produced a girl child to present them. I think starting from you have never seen a Kalenjin in Student Governance Council, a Kalenjin girl in Student Governance Council. Does it mean that Kalenjin girls do not qualify? Or rather, is there some suppressing force in the Kalenjin community that do not allow students to allow girl child? Or rather, the structure to allow space for girl child? You have not seen the Mola, that is the Luo people and the Luo association supporting a girl child in any of the coalition. You have never seen a Luya girl in space of vying for the top seats in the university. I challenge these three houses to produce a girl child, at least to show some respect for the girl child and also some accommodation. For the last election I've seen, these people only produces gens to represent communities in the elections. And my view would be, let us try even the girl child. Why don't you give space to the girl child? The girl childs have been giving you support. The gens, like, yeah, you people, I think, it is my opinion though, we cannot endorse, we can only campaign for people. We can never endorse people, we only campaign for people, because I think the tools that we have been equipped with is tools of campaigns, tools of making a successful election. And that is the way, that is what we got. Um, there are speculations that you just asked me that there are speculations that some people who voted in the last election would not be eligible to contest in this coming election. I tend to think that is a propaganda and a rumor mwenye anaweza kuwa na story kama hiyo, because I don't think for this case they saying that Elvis Maina won't be allowed to fight for presidency since he took part in the last election. I would also tend to remind those who carry the same information, or rather the same rumors that Elvis Minor was never elected as as a student leader in Masai Mara University. He never led any distraction of students, or rather student peace, destruction of property. He has never incited students against each other. He has never been an agent of balkanization, not in a day. Elvis Maina was only in a cause to be elected as the secretary academics in the last year's election that saw every student being given an off break of the 2 months. Uh, there was also these people were also told to fill boarding form, which applied to all students, and the pay of 100,000, which also cut across all students. So I don't see any chance that Elvis Minor would be barred from contesting election, since he was only a contestant. And chapter 7 of our constitution, that is the constitution of Kenya, gives every citizen of this country a right to contest in elective positions, and which Minor is not limited. It gives every person an universal sovereign rights. Nobody will be closed, or rather told to not to vote, or rather not to contest, because there is what we call is isonomy. Isonomy is the right and freedom to have choices in election processes, which Maina is not limited to. I also tend to think if Elvis Maina is not allowed to vie, then people who took part in the delegate system of last year election should not be allowed to vie too. Vicky Koech, Kinaron Simiu, the likes of Tony Molongo, the likes of Victor Muema, and such. They should not have a space to vie as well, because they took part. In fact, Aaron Simiyu was elected. He was elected as the delegate HPA. True or false? True. Vicky Koech was elected. He's an elected delegate LLC. True. Victor Moema was the elected delegate Deska. True. As well, Tony Mulongo was an elected delegate EMPS. True. So there is no space where Maina was elected, or rather his victory was challenged in any court or in any appeal committee. He was never voted in. How many votes did Elvis Maina got? None. So I think these are just propagandas, and rumors that are being circulated by people who do not wish good for students to have their choice and their candidate of choice as well. Um, you know, when parties are formed to contest in an election, engage place candidates for an election, uh, place leaders, or rather contestants for an election. And last year's election and Comrades Action Party, that was CAP, and Comrades Focus Alliance, that was CIFA. The heads of the two parties were Chemwile and Tongosi, respectively. And I think CIFA is still there, but there are rumors that CAP is dead. And it is not a new rumor, because we have seen parties that have engaged in elections, and they end up breaking after elections. And this shows that there was some sense of what we call treachery, heinous acts, or heinous deals that made people not to work together any other time, or rather in the next election. And for that issue, we would wish to say that CAP was a good party formed from true intentions of giving the right student representation, giving the right student leadership without the fact of patronage, tokenism, godfatherism. But you see, that or rather arose in Cape, because there are people who think they are the patrons, or rather the godfathers of that Comrades Action Party. And these are the people who we never knew their intentions in that Comrades Action Party. It was CAP that said we want an election for the students, by the students, for students, an election of the comrades, for the comrades, by the comrades. That was the idea of the CAP. But we never knew, kumbe, there was people who were with other hidden motives in that CAP. They wanted to be the new watu wa kupanga watu sasa. They wanted to be the new system of electioneering in this university. And that these people are not feeling comfortable that students have known them. Uh, their actions have been smeared in time, like people, watu wamejua kumbe hii maneno si vile walikuwa wanasema. These are new types of betrayers. These are new types of godfathers. It is a new era of people who have says versus another people who represent the ideas of the comrades. And the ideas of the comrades will any day, anytime be the core ideas, or rather be the core objective for the comrades. Comrades need to take back their powers, and this power will come on 13th, 13 of February, yeah, this year 2025. I think comrades will come, vote, and vote for people who represent them, and not people who will turn out to be patrons, godfathers, and tokenists for the entire student council. We need a council that stands for the rights of the students. We need a council that stands for the good and the betterment of the comrades fraternity. And that can only be achieved if students choose their own projects. Because we have projects who have been fronted by last year's candidates. We have students who have been fronted by people who feel that they end a job to do with that university, but they never reached that point of taking that that chance, maybe of stealing from the comrades, or rather allocating what is not supposed to be allocated to other groups of people, but not the real students. You see, and if minor was in CAP and CAP was for the students, and minor now wants to vie for presidency, who will tell the student that minor is not good, whilst minor was still with them in the other formation? Who will come out to tell students that Tony Mulongo is not good when Tony Mulongo was still in that camp that worked with that group of people? Who will come to and tell students that Victor Moema is not good while Victor Moema was there? Who will come and tell the students that Sauli is not good while Sauli was still there? So you see, who will come and tell the students that Ask Brian is not good while Ask Brian was still in CAP? So I was good while I was working with him, but now since I'm taking a different course, I'm not good. Hatu si wajinga bana. The whole group was there. How comes now this whole group is a devil today? Then the group was an angel. Watu wanataka kupanga wanafunzi, na wakiendelea hivi tutakuja kusema mpango wao wenye walikuwa nao na uongozi wao, because you cannot live to be threatened by people who think that they are the one who seem fit. We have to give students their choice, and their choice is when we are not biasing on communities. We are not biasing on individuals. So when Ngema is contesting for a president, then it becomes that this person is not good. When we have an inclusion for the Tesos and the Luo people, it becomes that these people are not good. Let us talk of a situation where the Luo people, or rather the Luo comrades, are not in government. Do you think we love a smooth government? Do you think the structure in place will have a soft time running the government? Do you think so? My friend, we can never ignore the powers, or rather some sector of our students, some sector of students, some sector of comrades. We have to leave the Luo people out so that Masai Mara will run good. It will never happen. It will never happen. Tell me why these people won the last election, but they were not able to be Sony. We should ask ourselves that. Kwa nini tulishinda election last time lakini hatukuapishwa? Kwa nini unaona next time tutashinda election na tuapishwe? Of the 48 laws of power, there is that which says keep your enemy closer, but keep your friend close, but keep your enemy closer. Get people near you. We cannot divide the school on basis of ethnicity, basis of regionalism, basis of backgrounds. We cannot. Let the school come together. Let us have a unity of purpose. And the unity of purpose is making Masai Mara great again. That was the score line, or rather the slogan of the CAP. Let us make Masai Mara great again. We cannot make Masai Mara great again when we have the Luo Pact out of student leadership. Why do you want them out? I think people with such a mentality are people who do not want an institution that has peace, that is unified, and that is destined to make good products of mwanafunzi mwenye atawahi toka hapa hivi Masai Mara University. Because how will it happen now when you get out of the institution and you come to the national politics? Would you still sell that ideology of mjaluo nje? Would you be a president that says wacha tuweke huyu mtu nje? Would you be the type of deputy president mwenye anasema wacha hao watu wakae nje ya serikali? We should accommodate everyone. We should have everyone on board, ndo kila mtu asikie yeah, I'm in the right institution. I'm in Kenya. These are the Kenyan people who are making Kenya the place to be. Kenya ni home. You see? That is the way forward. That's a good question, and I'll give you my insights on requirements for one to vie as a student governing council member. Hmm? One is the 60% academic qualification, and I think this should be raised to about 65 to members of Secretary General and the President. I think these are people who should have a great sense of critical thinking and a different way of viewing things that is not common to the rest of the members. I mean, why should we be having a president mwenye ako na 60 and a sports minister mwenye ako na 70? Huyu mtu anadharau huyu kweli? Inaongozwa aje na mtu mentally upright niko juu yake? Yeah? You see, we should make some things applicable. We should make some things and work pays, smart work pays. And so I think it is time that there should be difference of academic qualifications between the president and the rest of the members, the SG and the rest of the members. Yeah, because matters of the fee, I think it is we are living in a very challenging time, very challenging moment that this year's election will see most of the members not qualify because you see we are in an exam period. People are still completing their fee. Then after winding up with the last year's semester, we are now getting into a new semester, meaning in during the election nearing time will be in 2.2. It will be the second semester of one year, sindio? I think, yeah. It will be an second semester of one year, and for one to qualify, they must have completed their 100% fee for members of SGC. Water, they must have from presence to L, they must have 100% fee completed in time. And you see that will be very challenging for most of the people because I think it is almost 30,000 plus, while we have just paid about also 30,000 in the previous semester as well. Now people are coming from different backgrounds and different backgrounds as well, watu hawatoshani, and it will serve some challenges to the contestants. When you get to the government just announced that they are not supporting the current university funding model. Okay, when you look at things, the current second years are beneficiaries of the already banned or they already outlawed um, student financing system. Hmm? And that is the previous university funding system. You can never tell who is in band 1, who is in band 2, 3 or 5. You can never tell. It is not easy now to tell, and it won't also serve as a way of qualification, because I know it was not good also for the university. Universities were struggling to adapt by such funding model. So when you look at this thing, the second years will have a challenge to know how much should we pay. Is it according to the bands, or is it the choice of the university? There is a person who was paying 3,000. The university will tell them to pay around 30 or 27,000. You see, it will be a challenge. There are people who have already, who in mind already are to pay 3,000, it won't apply for the rest of the time to come, not unless there is an appeal that would restain the funding model. So when you look at these things, there is a lot, and I think in SGC qualifications, there will be no special treatment. There will be no special treatment. If it is 100%, 100% should apply to anyone. Not minding what funding model they should follow. Because why should you? Why should you be treated differently? Am I in a special way, whilst others have a different way of treatment? That would mean that gap would provide a loophole, or rather, a loophole for an appeal of election. It will, because will there be a selectivity in how people qualify? It won't happen that way. So for my case, I think uh, the government and the university will provide a clear uh, uh, procedure, or rather process of the next funding model in time, and let it be applicable in time for all sex of people in university, or rather the students in university, because it won't sound good for people in the same university receiving different treatments. The idealism of cartelism past is a past is a past campaign tool. Cartelism is a past campaign tool. Cartel, these are people who control markets. These are people who control supply and demand. These are people who own businesses. And for this setup, these was people with businesses in the school premises, as into what the word cartelism was previously used in previous elections and previous times. There is no cartels now in Masai Mara University. There are no cartels uh, in Student Governance Council. There are no cartels in student body. There are no cartels in whatever environment that the student is uh, in whatever environment that students are involved. There are no cartels. Show me a cartel for your case. Do you know one? Have you ever seen a cartel in your university? There are no cartels. And the tact cartels is something of past. And if Ask Brian is a cartel, then I think also Almasi is a cartel. If Ask Brian is a cartel, I think also Simbanjiwa is a cartel. Reason, Simbanjiwa ever end a kibanda in Nyuma ya Mara. Hi Brian, I have never had one. Almasi enda kibanda hapo Nyuma ya Mara. Hi Brian, I have never had one. Simbaji was a beneficiary of CLM, Comrades Liberation Movement, CLM, in Jerry's government. Simbaji was a beneficiary of that government. Si walimpea kibanda pale Nyuma ya Mara ya matunda, si alifunga hiyo kibanda. Sasa kwa mtu mwenye akuwa na kibanda na mwingine alikuwa nayo, nani ndio cartel? People should sell a narrative that's viable. Sell a narrative wenye unaweza pea mtu auze. Yes, People are saying that Ask Brian is a less privileged cartel, a less privileged cartel. Yes, I'm a less privileged cartel, but tell me who is my comparison? Wakati unaniambia mimi ni cartel maskini, unanikombea na nani huyo mwenye tajiri? Mlete hapa. I think an issue of being poor and being rich is something of comparison. Niletee mwenye unaniambia huyu ni tajiri kuniliko ama niletee mwenye unaniambia huyu you are poorer than this one. Give me that person. Lakini hiyo mambo ya kwenda hapa na pale, cartels, what less privileged, high privileged. Give me the high privileged cartel. Tell us what they have. Ama tuende tournament, nani ako na pesa kuliko mwingine? Lakini you see some things of vitu vingine ni jokes, huh? I have never closed down my enterprises. Wakati umekuja hapa umenipata mimi pia nikiwa kwa kazi, nikifanya kazi yangu vibaya sana. I do my job. This is what I'm specialized in. Great people like Morara. Morara's father was an MP in Kisii. Morara leo hii Kembaso anauza fancha. Mimi Brian, mamangu ambaye anjulikani, babangu ambaye anjulikani, I sell fanchas. Morara is a lawyer. Ask Brian is a political expert. I sell fanchas. Do you have any other good source of income that we don't know that we can venture in? Because you only lack ideas. If you can give me an idea to venture in, then pesa iko. Pesa si ati watu hawako. The issue of cartelism is a past and a dead narrative that will not sell. You'll go tell people, this is a cartel, akuulize ni cartel ako wapi? So if you say that Ask Brian is a cartel, I'm operating from Imani House. You want to tell all the people in Imani House, those that are not students, that they should close down and go away. You want to tell people who are in Gate C, people who are in Gate B, Toto area, in Narok town to close and go away. Bana, uzeni kitu inaweza uzika. My appeal to comrades is that if you are making a political choice, make a choice that will never make you regret. Make a choice that everyone else around you would admire your choice. My appeal to the comrades of Masai Mara University is that do not vote or rather engage in an election with last year's moods and speculations. We need to be and greater people who can take a different path when times demand you to do so. I would also extend my great pleasure to the student fraternity of Masai Mara University. You people have been great. You people have been supporting what we do. You people have been supporting ideologies from different backgrounds, from different people. You people, the Masai Mara University Comrade, have been a lead, especially in fighting what is right for the society and what is right for the human race. Tunasema tu ni yako, nasema asanteni sana for that. You people are great, you are great, you are great. I can never express my sincere thanks to the great family of Masai Mara University. Uh, SamTech Media is a media operating in Narok and across Kenya. They are business adverts, they take political opinions, and whatever that I've said in this house, it is my opinion, but not the opinion of the SamTech Media. These people only hired my interview to you people. So go follow me in my YouTube channel. I am Ask Brian in my YouTube channel. I am Ask Brian in TikTok. I am Ask Brian in Facebook. And I'm also Ask Brian in X. You people, I'm wishing you all the best in this year 2025. May it be great to all of us. May it be great to all comrades of Masai Mara University. May we do more and more businesses together. Nawapenda sana.